Hello, friends. Okay, so my name is Kirsten Jones. I'm a local voice teacher, and my boyfriend and students and a few people have been telling me I need to just write some of this stuff down because I teach all from my head and scribbles, and it's a hot mess. But then a lot of my students do really well, and somehow we've worked it out. But yes, I'm messy. It's not organized. It's not written down, but somehow it works out. So I was gonna try and maybe do some quick little tutorials and some visuals to try and remember these things. So someday when people ask me, hey, what did you do? Then I can remember it and maybe help a few people for free. And someday maybe do online lessons or figure something out. So I'm Kirsten from Illinois, whatever. Here we go. Okay, so I've been teaching for 15 years. I have a master's in piano and singing. So I'm qualified. I've done like 25 musical theater shows, music directed. So yeah, I sing and play piano, lots of that stuff. I do a lot of vocal coaching. So I'm going to show you how I start with all my little students that are like 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, whatever, when they start. Adults if they've never sang before. If someone wrote a book about this, I'm sorry. I literally just figured this out myself, and I promise I'm not copying from someone else. It's just how I figured it out. So here's how I teach people when they start. I'm like, hey, singing, as with everything in life, is about balance, okay? So I think you need a few different things, and the whole idea is if we can balance those things out, then we get a really nice thing going, right? I'm not a sports person, but like, let's say I play basketball. I can only shoot. I'm not a good player. I can only do the defense thingies. I'm not a good player. I can only run. I'm not a good player. I need to be able to do all the things, right? Okay, so for me, I'm like, okay, before I sing, I have to breathe. So I'm going to call this air for the sake of my analogy instead of breathe. Plus, nobody can smell breath and breathe, right? America. So I'm going to call it air. And then if I breathe, but I don't open my mouth, I don't have any space. So we obviously have to open our mouths. So we need space. So it's like air and space museum so far. So I have to breathe. Then I have to make the space for the air to be in. But if I just breathe and make space, nothing really happens. Like then I need the resonance or the point or like the sound. So I call it like the point. Kind of goes with my triangle theme, okay? So I've got air, space, point, and if I can get these three things balanced out, we're good. So here's how I'm gonna teach. So I think I'm gonna do a video on each of these separate things and do exercises for each of them. A, B, C. So we got the Air and Space Museum, and there is a point to all of it. Wow, just coming with this stuff out of my head. The reason why I pause is because I'm trying not to swear.